All right, and we're back. After
Hello.
all that. All right, now y'all don't have to watch it like an iPhone sideways. You're welcome, audience. You're welcome.
I'm sure Rhino had something to do with that.
Yeah,
You know,
not
he was in chat and he
only do you
cheats.
get to hear my voice now, it doesn't look like it's being looked at through a cardboard wall.
All right, so we have week 2 action, Rams Cardinals. We're confident of that answer.
Was it Jack that had? Did I see Kyler Murray? Did I see a little Kyler Murray action?
Yeah, JckStarr's got Kyler Murray and Austin Eckler. The Eckler's got Jukebox. It's a tough combo. I lost to it last week.
Yeah, DK got me last season with human joystick. I actually haven't pulled the human joystick out of me since DK got done with it last year. So if you play the Panthers and you play DK, it's fun. Shout out to DK.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mixture stream for me.
It's pretty bad.
But
pretty bad. Not a fun experience. I don't think either of these two teams have any kind of weapons like that, do they?
No, not that I know of. I know JckStarr's team. He's a good player, but his team isn't the best. I don't know. There wasn't anybody on it that scared me. And
Jack's kicking, so we'll flip over to Shanks after we get the kickoff because we'll try to keep you on offense.
Yep. All right, with the scum kick there with the head stick, no fumble. Do you want to do play by play, or do you want me to?
I've noticed that you don't really fumble a whole lot. In this.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that if you strip instead of hit stick, you have better luck on the kickoffs.
Really?
He does have DJ Moore, so we got some speed. All right.
What was he in? Gun doubles week? No, we're in trips. Never mind.
Yeah, we're trips tight end.
Okay. That's the only thing I like about CFM. It really can open up the playbook, and you can run a lot of things that you can't even come close to in MUT.
Oh yeah.
You know, at all.
And it just
inside
it opens up a lot more because
so the Eagles have traded away Saquon, so Saquon's over here with Shanks now. I wonder what's we got Dwayne Haskins at quarterback.
Okay, and DJ Moore. I like the speed though. There's a lot of speed. I wonder do you know who he got for Saquon?
No, I don't. I do know though, like speaking of speed though, as opposed to MUT, it's kind of weird that MUT, I know speed dominates, but I feel like in CFM it's speed's even more king, maybe.
Yeah. I look at speed as a stat before I even look at overall.
So speed's a deciding factor for you, for sure.
For me, yeah, speed and agility. Those are the two big ones.
I don't look like, as far as the MUT stuff, I don't look at it as much strength and those types of factors as you do in CFM. CFM is just a different type of ball game to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in split close here. This is the Duffy special. Duffy tore me apart with this play.
And Jack loves bear.
When I played him.
And Jack can run bear. He's held. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, so we see the ill effect of no zoned out or lurker.
No, not on your user. I got that today. I switched to a new user playing Culture today who doesn't have any abilities and has low agility. So I have a 93 speed, 73 overall user, and the 83 agility on him, like I was making like the plays that I would normally make filling holes for run plays, and I couldn't get there because I would over pursue and couldn't cut back with no agility. Yeah. Oh, Saquon.
What am I watching? What am I watching right here? I'm just got done talking about MUT, and it looks like I'm watching MUT.
But yeah, that's what it feels like.
That's one of the bigger things of this too. Is you had to, like the draft, for instance, like you had to really dive in on some of these, because you can't recruit players or anything, so you kind of have to get in there and look and see what they did in the combine as far as the 40 and the cone time.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good addition that they went through and made the actual combine performances affect our draft class.
So what has Saquon got? I know he went top pick last year or whenever we drafted, but because the Eagles took him, but I'm not real sure.
I'm a little disconnected just because
he's X factored obviously, but I just don't know. Probably evasive, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I missed the draft and I missed the first 10 weeks last year, so I'm still picking up. But we're gonna get a healthy dose of stretch and doubles and trips tight end from Shanks. It looks like
Jack's sick of it. Jack's about to send 8. He's done messing around. We're done with this. We're gonna quarter and but that's another thing. See right there, even a good pick too.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Can Jackson make a move? No, and that's the thing. Okay. Like you're so used to in MUT. I know I relate it to MUT all the time, but we're used to these players in MUT. Like now, your secondary, everybody has 95 agility. In CFM, that pick doesn't mean 6. Like that pick means nothing more than a change of possession sometimes.
Yeah, and the other thing I'm learning about CFM that as we switch over to JckStarr's stream, I don't know if you've already hit that yet.
No, I just did.
Let's go over to JckStarr on offense. But I'm learning that in CFM you can make like gutsier throws than you could in MUT because it feels like the defenses don't make the same plays that they do in MUT, even though even with the same overall differences and stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. Are we coming out? We're coming out a little near close. We're in the West Coast book. Okay, Jack, I hear you. And this is one of the things too that we see. This is awesome that you can play and see this kind of stuff. You don't really see this in MUT that much, just because of the way the game plays. A lot of this doesn't work.
You only see near close in Gauntlet 3.
That's true. Yeah, very true.
That was miserable. But it seems like Shanks has got an answer for it though. These dives with the middle have not worked yet. He didn't run this against me.
Bear? Looks like we got. And see, I blame this right here. Now that I'm watching Bear, everybody running, I blame this on Colt and Zan. I blame every bit of this on Colt and Zan.
You think it's a coincidence that the CFM they started?
I do. I think it's a Colt and Zan thing 100%.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it works. It's
amazing. It's no coincidence that the CFM
and win 22, 23 games a week in league, so clearly it locks up. But
right.
Anybody, I will say this though, and I run it some. I will say that I feel like if I face it, I get automatically not more sweaty. You just get more worried when you see somebody that can run at this point a really good 3-4 bear, because it can lock everything up.
Yeah, and it can scream too, and it can scream with 5 or 6 rather than 7 or 8.
That's the most annoying part about it is it will scream from every gap. Pass protection is really tough to set up, more so than I think against Big Dime or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very hard to pass protect because you can put some very interesting looks. Ooh. That's the thing,
I don't know
man.
if anybody out there has a phone, but could you please dial 911 because Kyler, he dead. I don't know what we were trying to do right here with Kyler around the edge with no ability to do that. I don't know. I think he left triggered, but still, we're not going to do a whole lot with Murray.
We have to slide there. All right, and we will take it back to Shanks on offense, who's back in split close. How do you feel about split close?
I like it. I think I like it better in MUT than I do CFM. Honestly, I don't know. So MUT, it gives me a lot more problems than CFM does. I feel like you can scream at it a little bit easier in CFM. Now CFM, it's going to get open more if that makes sense, but it's just tougher to pick up just because not all of our offensive lines are right there.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That Texas route is hard not to lock on. If you're thinking about throwing the Texas route, you're throwing the Texas route.
That was a good user. Yes, a good pick 6 too. So Jack's gonna take the lead after this. It's gonna be 7-0. But I still don't feel like either team has gotten a lot going on offense. We've seen them move across the 50, but not do a whole lot.
No, I agree. I think we're gonna be I think pick 6s are gonna be huge in this game. That could be a difference.
You also watch a lot of plans that we'll see develop in this league as the year goes. Like as Jack's running near close, which obviously is pretty good now. We get down the line, Jack makes the playoffs, players get better. This near close may be hell. With a couple of abilities here and there, with a couple of, either route abilities or something like that, like this could be very tough to deal with.
Yeah, feeding your key players early if you're a competitive team is huge, and that's something that I gotta start. In MUT you can mix the ball around, but in this I have to key in on a couple of players that need a couple of key abilities and traits, and so you have to feed them to try to get that, and that's something that's been very different because normally I can just flip both sides. I've got 99 receivers everywhere. I'm not worried about who I'm throwing to. But that makes it fun and interesting. Is you're not necessarily scheming just to win, but you got a lot of other things going on.
You have to keep everybody happy. It sounds weird, but you really do. I mean, you have to keep everybody happy because if you don't, like, you're going to have to deal with all kinds of disputes and everything else at the end of the year, which is tough because I drafted 2 wide receivers and I don't throw the ball, so they're probably going to be pretty upset by the end of the year. So it looks like Jack's just kind of hell-bent right now. We're just going to send 8 and let our abilities eat. And
there you go, another user.
Good move.
That's a great play again. And a good stick work there. A little sticky. That wasn't bad. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that was pretty good.
But yeah, Shanks after 2, Shanks is going to have to. he's going to either have to come out in something that we can motion block at least 7 out of and just kind of dot. But Jack's taking everything in the flat away. Like Jack has taken everything that he knows is going to be a quick route. Any kind of, like if trips on that side, he's going to try to take away a quick slant. Any kind of running back, you're not going to be able to dump it off to the running back out of the backfield.
Yeah, that's the tough part is when you get somebody who's good at screaming, it can also take your flats away.
Yeah.
It's very hard to beat.
A really good user that can, I call it swinging, but a really good user that can swing like that when they've got 8 and they can come 7 or 8 and they can swing in the box like that. And they're not taking a route away, but they're taking your eyes away from the route. And so you're going to, they kind of manipulate you, so to speak, into taking that one that they actually want.
Yeah, you're getting baited.
Because they'll say they can't get over to the post anyway, but to you, you're not going to throw it because it looks covered, because with that many people coming at your head, it can get difficult to make a decision. Yeah,
it's very, very difficult. And, I've learned, from personal experiences last week, I've learned using split close against all-out blitzes is sort of not really the move. I've had a lot of trouble.
It can't block really well.
I've had a lot of trouble blocking and playing out of split close. I got kind of in a rut the last week where I lost a lot of games because I wouldn't stop using split close.
Yeah, right
that's gonna
here,
be grinding.
Like you're watching, like Shanks is, I don't know. He's really gonna have to. Our routes are way, way, way too developing right now, to get anything going.
If I'm him, I gotta audible down here and run some dive. Those
I don't think you can run. Can you run dive against? I mean, he's just running the
that's what
3-4 overhang.
That's what worked for me last week when I played Jack. Is I was audibling down and running dive, and I was able to find some holes.
The side that's not gonna.
Yeah, the non-bear front. But I also ran a lot of split close against him, which may be why he's ready for these.
Was that a shoestring or was that the turf monster? I think that was the turf monster.
I thought that was a serious question for a second, getting ready to answer, and I was like, I don't know where he's going with turf monster.
Turf monster. Get your head out of the gutter, chat. Get your head out of the gutter.
All right, we gotta see something here from Shanks on defense to give him something, because it's not going to be his offense.
No, Shanks is desperate right here for a stop. Like we've got to get a stop. But to be honest with you, Jack has showed me a lot more on defense than he has offense. Like
Jack hasn't done much. We'll see. This Eckler with jukebox plays very well out of this near close. Is that Bryce Love with the short rush? Yes, it is. So we're throwing here. If I'm Shanks, I'm thinking run again.
You got to remember too, this is all basic. We're so used to Mutt having to defend so many different routes. Good pick.
Oh, great pick. There we go. That's what he needed.
Is that Shaq? Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
So Shaq probably has. I don't know because he is his own linebacker, so that could be.
That's tough. His seam route was open there too. Great play by Shanks though. And this is the break he needed. We got to see something on offense here. We have to.
That's kind of what I was saying too, is that you don't have to defend as much. Like you get into this mode and you're not using as many routes as you would use in Mutt. So you just kind of, your defense, and I don't want to use the phrase dumb down because it's not dumbed down, but I just don't have to worry about near as much.
It's simpler for sure. Absolutely. And it's hard to change your mindset. That's one thing that I've noticed is it's hard to get out of the Mutt mindset to adjust to the CFM game style because it's very different.
Shanks needs to throw.
But it's a lot of fun
right here. I need Shanks to, like my Auburn boy right here, just to represent. Let's throw a little dime in here.
He just needs to be able to scramble. He's got it open.
Shanks' route combo. Well, he's not route. He's trying to shot down the field, and you really just need to kind of you need to dink Bear. Like you're just not gonna be able to set up and bomb it because I think he's gonna shed you by the time
3-4 at a time, and that's the only thing you can do. And he what's nice for Jack
is what it's done for.
Yeah, what's nice for Jack is he doesn't have to have a spy because Dwayne Haskins is no threat to run, so that's an extra guy for him back in coverage when you're sending this many people. It's huge. That's a tough animation to get as a defender.
Was that a catch that bounced off his hands, or was that defender closed that pass? I think the defender.
I think he closed that, but what I don't get is that safety has a free pick six there, and he gets that weird like underhanded diving animation. That's tough.
Yeah, and but too that the CFM we see a lot of the where players don't have that, like an 88 catch rating for a safety. Like a lot of
true.
Like one safety that I just drafted, Hellacious rookie has I think 52 catching. So
you never get
48 tackle. It's kind of odd. I don't really know what I'm doing half the time, but he's quick.
That's good. Half the time, I don't know what I'm doing all of the time. All right, so we've got. What's up, Yimmy? All right, so we need another stop here. Shanks does. I say we, but
that is the one thing, the one weakness of Bear. You get too locked into baselining at a Bear, and you can flat you to death sometimes if you don't watch it. Or like a little motion out wheel.
He's running this cover 2 invert too, so if you're paying attention to it, you can kill out routes here, depending on which side is inverted, because you can take your safety and put them in a deep half out of Bear, which leaves you in a half invert. But if the offense can find what side is inverted, you can throw that out route all day, and there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. And if you throw an out route street combo over there,
it does. Like, it sounds bad. Like every defense has a weakness, but cover 2 invert when set up right can literally just holler.
Yep. It's very fun to run.
I mean, you just made the call. Like, I mean, Jack's sitting here. He's picked up on it, and Jack's going to sit here and try to attack any kind of little out wheel or anything he can just to get in that little gap.
And that's the one thing in Bears, you have to be very creative, because you're going to leave one side flat open every time, and there's not really a good way to stop it unless you want to leave yourself vulnerable over top. So we'll see if Jack can pick up on that and figure out where it is. But the run game is not the answer.
I think Jack feels. If I'm Jack, like if I'm trying to put myself in Jack's shoes, I'm trying to get in field goal range here, go back up 2 touchdowns, because you have to feel good on defense. Other than allowing him to, like, you gave him the ball right there, like you really had no worry whatsoever. That's a dot.
There it is. Oh boy!
Weird throw.
What a catch!
Weird throw. Like I thought that was a touchdown nearly. Like, why didn't we lead him? Who was that?
You know what's funny is watching this so far is before the game I was talking to JckStarr a little bit, and Shanks for that matter, but Jack was telling me he's a much better offensive player than defense, but it doesn't feel that way so far.
Like a madman. He labs offense like a madman.
Which has just been interesting, because I mean, we have 2 pick sixes so far, and then now this drive, that was a very good drive he put together, finishing off with the Eckler touchdown. But
I thought it was underthrown to Schuler. I thought the ball, it looked like he was going to pass lead it. I thought he was going to pass lead it to the end zone, and it was going to be a catch in the end zone, with just the possession catch animation or something. But it just seemed he did ag him. I mean, he got the ag. It was kind of like it got hung up in an animation, didn't know what to do a little bit.
Do you feel like you see more ags in CFM like that than you do in MUT? Because I've seen quite a few catches like that where you just throw it deep and the receiver's grabbing it over top of a corner. Maybe I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, I've noticed it a lot more since the last title update. You get a lot more of the bomb in the ladder, where he just kind of reaches up and over the top of him. Jack's just gonna scream at it. I mean, so we're sending out 5 routes too.
Yeah, if we're gonna send them out, we have to throw them quicker. He's got a lot of routes.
Haskins has a very, very. I know that it's been updated, like he's probably changed the release, but it just doesn't release.
Yeah, that's the Rodgers motion, it looks like to me. But yeah, it feels like it's not coming out quick. I think that is the Rodgers motion though.
But right there, like Shanks exploited, kind of a little pocket you were talking about. The DB made a good block on the outside to seal it, and you could get some like little. You got to get motion going. Something like I'm motioning over like right here, just like you talked about, to try to find some of these windows.
Mm-hmm. And you've got to pick up. He's only 7-7, which you can pick up, especially out of the formations he's running. He's just not. You got to slide away from your running back, pick up that end, and you gotta roll out, but you have Dwayne Haskins, so you don't have all of that time, but you can pick this blitz up. He's not sending anything that's not able to pick up, which is what's interesting to me. Like this is
I'm not for this right here.
This is interesting.
Up and he's well,
I just don't like
know.
that route combo.
That ball should have been thrown earlier, but really that should have been possession call. I think he got caught and he didn't really know what to do, so he tried to click on and ag him.
Yeah, I think he throws that earlier. It's there, but
block this though. If I'm Jack, I'm sending everybody. I swear to God, I'm sending like everybody at him right here. Like there's no way you're gonna. There's just no way. See.
Oh.
Because you definitely can't do it. You know you can't do it in mud. So like in CFM, the reaction is going to be slower, but still, you just can't.
Well, he knows this is coming. He's going empty, sending out 5 routes, 7 blitzers, and getting almost instantly sacked. It's just we've got to adjust. Second half, we'll see how he adjusts. I think that's one of the things too that a lot of people end up doing is they feel like they either go one direction or the other, and they feel like they need to block 9 people and send out 2 routes, and you really don't. Because you just need to have a good route combo, and then give yourself. You just want to make sure you have enough, that 2 to 3 seconds to throw the ball. That's what I'm learning. Is if you can take a second and figure out, like in the beginning of games in the first quarter, I'm okay taking a sack or 2 if it means that I'm learning who's coming, so then I can pick it up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just have to take the sack, see who sacked you, and then assess why they sacked you, and then you can adjust to it, pick it up, and then start making plays. But that's, and then Jack's coming out with this very unique offense that we're having trouble stopping as well.
But he's collapsed in the front. Like I'm sure Jack's probably labbed it because he probably saw Shanks running 3-4 bear, and I don't know that I run bear. I don't like bear against this. I just don't like it against near close. So you've also got a lot of stock post routes and a lot of stock crossing routes out of this formation. And see, Jack doesn't have any route abilities. So like, I don't know. You might could sit in bear, but he's not going to throw. Like I'm sending 7 at least every single time against him.
And he can't have that much time to make that throw there.
No. Yeah, that's exactly. Like you can't be able to roll out, especially not from this kind of formation.
So we're base aligning. We're running just a cover 2 invert. What is he sending 6?
Yeah, but even then, like you spotted out early, like even at a near close, like we're watching, just motion 81 over on an out and just hit it. And like I'm just taking like you said, my 4 or 5 yards every single time, and just all the way down the field. Because I don't think Shanks is doing anything to adjust to it.
No, he's coming out and he's running a pretty similar play every time. Although this is a new defensive look. What is this, nickel? No, maybe 3-4 odd. I'm really bad at picking up the formations on defense.
Well, it wasn't that. It was that's 3-4 even.
3-4 even, yes.
But I don't know. I'm screaming at Jack. I'm damn near sending 8 and hard flatting and just if he gets enough time to throw a ball, 20 yards, then I'm gonna let him throw it. You're down 21-3, like you have to. I mean, now obviously you're just trying to keep him out of the end zone to keep it a 3-possession football game, but
Yeah, what I found last week is that's what I was doing against him. I was screaming with 6 or 7 or even 8 on some plays, and what his go-to was he was running Texas routes for these running backs out of the backfield. But you saw what he did. If you can user those, I mean, his game plan is almost dead. I threw a couple of picks and that cost me the game, but
I could tell by the post-play play art that even and Predator look a lot alike, but even outside linebacker strike too. Both linebackers are both set on the line like that, so that's usually how you can tell.
So this will be Shanks' first possession in the second half. I wonder if he's going to be able to make an adjustment here. He just can't pick this blitz up.
You got to get 7 here, or if you don't get 7 here, then you're in what me and Jimmy call XP range. That's what you're in.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be like when I play Colt in a couple of weeks. Who taught me every single play that I run.
Cap was in the league last year or last season. He's not the Falcons this season, but he was in. And I got the the amazing opportunity to play him. Like, if you've ever played Ant Cap is incredible, but he literally surgically removed my whole team from the football field. Like, it was, I think he was 25 for 25, 330 yards or something. He was.
That's terrifying.
It was pretty bad. I didn't sleep for a while after it.
But yeah, right now I'm running Colts offense and his defense, so it's gonna be interesting. CJ did appreciate that, Schuler. We're still learning, okay? We're getting there. So we got second inches.
I wonder if is that DJ Moore? I'm wondering if that's got to be who
it is.
Okay.
We're having a lot of trouble running the ball.
What's DJ got? Like probably low 90 speed?
I think so. I think it was, I want to say 92.
When I looked next year, I advise everybody. Look, all these CFM is an amazing, especially in this league when you have it where it's been run properly, filled out with this many teams. This to me is, I won't say it's better than Mutt because I am a Mutt head, but it's fun. It's an amazing.
There we go.
It's really, really fun. I can't, if you have the opportunity to get in this one or any other one that's full mid run like this, then I say jump at it because it'll definitely refresh the Madden batteries.
So he's hit this flat route a couple of times now and had success with it. I just don't know why he's not going.
We're sending it. We're just routes. I mean, just.
Let me ask you this.
Okay,
I was talking to.
Let me ask you this. So right here, if you're Shanks, are you blocking 6 every time, CJ? Like no matter
Absolutely
what,
not.
No matter your read, you're blocking 6, right?
I'm blocking 7.
7.
For sure. Until I start. So my game plan
Good
right here exactly
route.
What he did
Good
there.
route. That Texas route is going to be open every single time.
I'm going to block 7 until he stops, and I'm going to pick that apart until he stops. Or at least I'm going to try to. I'm not, I'm going to try to do that, whether it works or not. But that's the plan, is you got to pick it up and make a couple short, quick, good throws. Spread the ball out more.
Why don't we motion over our smoke screen?
So he's going to get this ability off the edge here. We're sending out 5 routes again. It looks like. We sent out 4. Picked it up. Good.
He's open.
We're sending deep routes.
Oh,
I
hate that. I don't know. Like, I understand that throw power gets into it, but to me, that was a good read by Shanks. That's a good read. That's a good throw. That should be a completed pass. I just don't think the safety should be able to identify that many back end routes and then still make a jump on that ball. Like, I know the corner's a little far down the field, but like, come on.
Yeah. No,
maybe
let me ask you
the only thing I can throw is a corner route, and so maybe I just take exception to it.
This is something I was thinking about, but the Send 7 thing it's really a mutt. From what I've seen, it's really like a mutt thing. Like in a lot of CFMs, you don't see it very much. Like you see a lot of people playing, like people who only play CFM, I guess. They don't really send. Wow, that's unfortunate. They don't send as many blitzers. And I was talking to Shanks before the game, and he told me he's played less than 25 weekend league games ever. And so he doesn't have that like online sweaty mutt experience where, we're constantly getting 6, 7, 8 guys sent at us. So like we're sort of prepared for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you think that has anything to do with it, that he's more of a CFM guy and he's not able to pick this up?
Probably. I would, yeah. I think that some of the stuff that gets thrown at you, it does help being a mutt player because, I mean, some of these defenses you're not going to see in CFM. Like you said, the meta and mutt doesn't necessarily always translate well, to this mode. And so it would take not a normal player. It would just take a dedicated CFM player longer to figure out how I need to block it, as opposed to like what me and you talked about. That could have been a big play right there.
We needed that.
He did. But again, it's just sometimes it's not your, like Shanks did have a dot just a minute ago on 4th and 3. He got the pressure inaccurate. He overthrew it. I hate that that's in the game, especially on a throw that's only 20 yards. Like I'm not a real big fan of that, given that it's probably, I say that and I'm sure it's bailed me out once or twice.
Yeah. And there we go.
Now, so now, are you in XP mode right now? Like, he's kicking off. You get a quick score. You're still down 18 points. I think now you're probably just trying to work on some of your key players. Like it sounds, I don't. That's not the white flag. That's one of the things that I like about CFM. Is you finish the game out because you still have, like you talked about, so many more aspects to work on.
Yeah, that's the one thing I personally need to think about more in this, because I don't think about that. Like if I'm him right now, I'm still like, I'm still in MUT mode, so I'm not thinking about the XP that my players need because I haven't played CFM. I've only played 4 CFM games so far.
And another thing too, like that Shanks is probably thinking that you can do, and somebody that hadn't, you can't run against that. I know it sounds weird, but you would think that you would be able to either run an inside zone around left edge, but like the linebacker's usually going to auto spin, and so you're just not going to be able to.
Yeah, you have to be aware of those purple spin sheds that they're gonna spin shed on those edges almost every single time. Once in a while you'll get the block, and when you do, you're gone. But
big dime right here.
I think this is a 3-3-5, and there's a dot. There we okay. So we're making some throws now.
No, it's 3-3-5 odd. Yeah, you're right. I think that streak was open. I think it was. I don't know though. I'm leaving DJ on this streak, but I think he's going to keep trying to attack this corner out.
But I think JckStarr picks it up. He's there to see it. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what the hell we're doing here.
Now with those, that's one thing that really frustrates me is the little swinger out there. I hate the shuffle pass on it. It makes it like almost unusable.
Yeah, it kills the momentum of the catch.
Yeah, like I'm throwing that over the shoulder in real life, and that shuffle kills the. Oh, there we go.
Good dot, Shanks.
That's a great play. I just wish we would have found it earlier.
Similar to the play before that he ran on 4th and 3, but the pressure and accurate, and that you don't see that as much in CFM. I feel like it's a little bit more true, because I mean, look, I think we complain about it sometimes, but in reality, like, is Haskins great or whatever? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but Haskins really is not going to miss many of those little 20-25 yard, blitz 8 and just got to lob it over the top.
Yeah, I agree completely. I feel like I run Cardell Jones, and I'm going to continue to run him, just put so much time and energy into him. But like he makes almost every throw. Like I don't almost ever find myself not making the throws with him, and he's a 79 overall with no abilities for me. So that's the one thing about CFM, is it feels like you kind of have that I don't know, the better quarterback play for whatever reason. Like not as many pressure inaccurates, not as many on the run inaccurates, that kind of thing.
No, you do. And right here, Jack, since you clock mode, I'm still trying my best to get this ball back. I know you're still down 18, but like these are really, really big. He's seen gaps in the defense. Now he can attack it. The game's over with, but we're also dealing with a situation where you can continue to kind of build some of these players up. And so a couple more thoughts with DJ Moore. These are going to be good move. Are going to be milestones later in the year. Oh,
absolutely, yeah.
Running back. Okay.
Especially DJ Moore, who's got a superstar already.
Yeah.
Getting those extra stats for him, getting extra abilities potentially, or better archetypes, so you can get better abilities. Like there's a lot of stuff you're thinking about in moments like this, especially when you've got the play.
The biggest thing, like I think when Cole asked me to be in it, I was asking him about CFM a little bit, and the best way, him and Jimmy actually put it this way, is in this mode, every counter, there's a counter to everything, meaning that, just because in MUT you don't always have it, but in this mode, so many people can get abilities to counter a lot of this stuff that it kind of levels the playing field a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, I played Culture today, and he had 7 defensive abilities. It was miserable.
I literally have anxiety live when you said that.
Four D line.
Look at Jack getting sticky. Jack doesn't need jukebox. He doesn't need any of your BS. He's just going to poke and just completely stick you all the way to the end zone.
Did that feel like human joystick? I don't know if his Eckler has human joystick.
It did. I think that was not a stopping. I think it was just like release and then, just the swerve. The little, I call it like that dig animation where they'll kind of put their head down. I think he just did it so really fast that he didn't really register, but it was definitely real sticky.
That was smooth. But yeah, he has 4 Culture had 4 D line chems. It was rough. Let's see if we can get this DJ Moore some more points. Yeah. It was tough. Only 1 sack though. I felt pretty good about that. So I think he picked this up. He put himself into some deep thirds here.
What the hell was that?
You hate to see it. So he
Was it a
motioned the
botch
receiver. No, he motioned the. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
it was just a botch. I think he motioned
That was just a
like
bad
you
snap.
said, but it caused it to glitch out.
Sometimes for me, I motion snap receivers a lot.
From Colt. I think is Jack cheating? Is Jack glitching the game, Colt?
It has to be. Is it a Game Shark? Do you think he plugged in his Game Shark?
Something. I think we need some XP points docked. Maybe Austin Eckler put on the trade block to the highest bidder, whoever has the most cap space. I don't know. I don't know who has the most. Texans, I have no idea. I'm just saying.
I've got about 100,000 in cap space right now. I'm feeling good.
100. That's it?
Or 100 million, I mean.
Oh, okay. That's not very good. We're both New England fans, so we're used to it. But come on.
It feels normal. Feels normal.
The Patriots have like $8,000 in cap space.
If that. All right, we need to see just a big XP play here, but overall, JckStarr just felt like the better player this whole game. Unfortunately for Shanks,
he has. I kind of feel like Jack. I feel like Jack labbed a lot for this. Whatever was being run, that's not.
Which makes sense. There's a lot of bear.
Really, what traits are we dealing here with Haskins? Because we're getting a lot of weak pressure and accuracy from Haskins.
He's getting breathed on and he can't make the throw.
I don't know. I would be kind of triggered at this. I feel like they're kind of late. I mean, Jack's close, but he's not, Yeah,
I just wish Shanks was prepared to pick this blitz up.
He's got good throw power. I can tell you Haskins doesn't. Anyway, it looks like it on just out routes and stuff that I'm watching. It's tough.
So are you taking shots at the end zone here, or you
seen it? I think Bear's even hard to pick up. Bear's hard for us to pick up, and we play all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't play it. You know what's funny? I don't play it against a lot of Bear outside of this CFM. Like most people don't run Bear except for sort of in our like circle, if you will, of people who follow Zan and Colt pretty closely.
Yeah,
because they're sort of the pioneers of Bear, and so I have a lot of success with it. Cause I don't think it gets run much besides us.
Pioneer. I like that. I think Colt needs another. Where's Jimmy at? Colt needs another rebranding, and we need Pioneer in there somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Sneak that one in there.
I think Shanks is gonna call it at that.
Let that one go.
I thought it was a good game by Jack, though. I really do. I thought Jack looked more prepared, I'll say, but Shanks didn't. It's not that he didn't get a lot of breaks, honestly. Like we had the pressure and accurate there that would have cut the game to what 11. That would have cut the game to 11. Jack got the ball, drove back down the field, and scored again. That would have made a lot of difference, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Jack was just prepared. He had a scheme for what he was getting run against him, and you can see it in his chat. I mean, he's explaining during the game to his viewers what he's doing to exploit some of this stuff.
Yeah,
like talking about who's blitzing and the motion causing people to change blocking assignments and that sort of thing. He was just prepared. Shanks was not ready for the blitz, and sometimes it's just that simple. Just if you're not ready for those blitzes, those send 7 blitzes, you're in a lot of trouble. And you saw it there, especially when your quarterback's not prepared to catch them. But yeah. I don't know if Colt talked to you, but whenever we wrap
Colt's
up here,
send everybody to JckStarr. Congrats again to Jack for getting the dub. That was a good game. These CFM games I could really just watch every one of them, honestly. Like when anybody's streaming them, they're fun to watch.
It was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Colt though for letting us announce this one. This is fun.
This was fun. We'll be back and we'll get more used to each other. We'll get a better dynamic. I'll bring Ranch next time. Hopefully get DC in a pretty good mood. And we're gonna have fun.
If COVID will quit for a little bit, then salad bars will be open back up. I think at that point, then my mood will probably change quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the technical difficulty squared away. I know it had something to do with the lack of salad, and he just wasn't prepared for OBS. It's okay.
Probably they can be similar to nicotine withdrawals.
Just the same. All right, guys, we appreciate all of you. Let's head over to JckStarr. Unless DC's got anything else to say.
No, that was it. Big shout out to Colt, Jimmy, Zan for the raid. Of course, sending everybody over. Colt letting us do it, and then GG's to Jack once again. That was a good game. Like I said, these are always fun to watch. And they
That was a lot of fun.
both had some dots. The good thing is though, now I got to see what both of them run. So if I do have to play them, hopefully I can not get blamed.
That's what I'm most looking forward to. I want to keep doing this. Everybody runs. All right, I'm gonna call it a night.